Good morning. We have a few issues we need to fix here inside of our off-grid self-built home. The other morning I was taking a shower, let me show you. And all of a sudden, the shower shut off. And I thought that was weird. Came in here, the lights were all on to our well pump. So I was kind of scratching my head. We had a little drip on the hot water line coming from the water tank. So I'm a car guy, so a lot of times when you have an issue, you need to take the battery off, reboot stuff. So I shut the circuit breaker off to the well pump, turned it back on. The well worked after that. What I noticed is there's a little mechanic wrench light that was on and then it was off. So I'm gonna have to call the well company today and just kind of get an idea of what it is. And then I've been thinking all night that it was probably dripping out of the hot water line because there was no pressure in that line and we have a shark bite fitting. So it probably relaxed a little bit, so I was able to drip water out. So today, I'm gonna get at least a backup hose that's different. So if we have this issue again, I don't have to worry about a leak. And if we do, I can replace it. And that should take care of that part. We've been running the well for a day now. We haven't had any issues. Ouch, we haven't had any issues, so I'm not sure what that is. And then, don't mind the mess in the powerhouse. We're still organizing and we haven't tackled this room yet, but we have a little crawl attic space above our powerhouse room and the bathroom. And what we've been noticing is our bedroom gets hot and we have the eave ends opened up. So all the heat is rising and going upstairs. So I want to insulate that. And the other day when I was in here checking out the breaker for the well pump, I came here and I could feel the cold air just dumping in on me. So we had the bedroom window open because we were hot that night. So all the cold air was just falling down here and cooling it off down here. So we wanna insulate, build our door. That way it'll keep our bedrooms cooler. We like cool bedrooms and it'll keep the cold air from coming down here, which in return will save us on our heating bill. So just a few little kinks we need to work out on our self-built home, but we need to take care of them before they get worse.
With Christmas fast approaching, I've been thinking about meaningful gifts, especially for the people that are hard to buy for, the ones that have great stories to tell that you don't want to lose, or just the family history that you have that you know we're losing it if we're not capturing it. So I want to thank StoryWorth for sponsoring today's video. StoryWorth makes it easy and fun for your loved ones to share their stories with weekly emailed story prompts, questions you would have never thought to ask. At the end of the year, they'll get their stories bound in a beautiful hard-covered book. Strengthen your family bonds and get to know your loved ones in a whole new way. How's it work, you ask? Purchase StoryWorth for a loved one. Each week, StoryWorth emails your storyteller a question about their life. They simply reply to the email prompt with their story. All stories are private and are only shared with family that you choose. After a year of answering these questions, their stories are bound into a beautiful hardcover keepsake book. 1 year of weekly story prompts, 52 questions you get asked. A hardcover printed book, black and white interior with a color cover, and up to 480 pages. Write stories and upload photos by email, on the web, or on their app. Invite an unlimited number of people to receive the stories. Save and edit all your stories on StoryWorth.com. StoryWorth makes a great last-minute gift because there's no shipping. And right now, StoryWorth is offering our viewers $10 off their first purchase. So go to StoryWorth.com/LumnahAcres or click the link in our video description down below. I want to thank StoryWorth for sponsoring today's video. And if you need a last-minute gift for anybody, especially the hard-to-buy for ones, the ones that have everything and have great stories, you won't want to miss out. I'm really excited about this because I just want to see all the stories that come out of this by emailing it to our family members and seeing all the different responses and what kind of discussions it's going to get going around. So thanks StoryWorth for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the build.
So the stuff we have tackled since we've been here has made everything so much more functional. We're just trying to do room by room in the pantry. I mean, doing this and not waiting has made life so much easier. Just be able to come in, grab stuff, have a spot for everything, and make it feel like it's not such a hot mess. It's been great. We do still have some messes that we need to pick up. We have things here and there, but we're working on it one room at a time, trying to figure out what works best for us and that it can be usable and everything.
All right, I gotta run inside the plumbing supply store and get the flex hose and a couple of fittings I need. Be right back. All right, they did not have a hose I was looking for, so we gotta run to Home Depot and get some wood. We'll see if they have the part I need. If not, maybe Lowe's has it. All right, hopefully we can get everything here, but it seems like we always have to run to both stores. That's what I already have. It has a shark bite fitting. I want one without a shark bite fitting built in. I think that'll work. All right, we made it back. I'm pretty sure I get everything we're gonna need, because I don't want to have to go back out. I'm not sure who left this long, but all right, I only got enough wood to do this one, so I hope I do it right. So it is 1 o'clock. That sun has been out pretty much all day so far, and we have generated over 32 kilowatts of power, and our batteries are completely charged. So all the power we used yesterday was generated by the sun and filled the batteries back up. So we used 32 kilowatts of power yesterday. Gina did a bunch of cooking in our electric stove. We did dinner, a bunch of other stuff. We did 2 loads of laundry dried both loads of laundry, electric dryer with the sun. We got the heat, the hot water, everything. I just think that's awesome. If we had sun all the time, we would never have to worry about a generator. But unfortunately, we have stormy days, especially this time of the year. Tomorrow we're gonna be having rain for 2 days, so we'll probably have to run the generator and get it topped off and charged up. But this system is working out so good. It's gonna be interesting to see how the solar does throughout the seasons. This time of the year is gonna be the time of the year we have to use the generator the most, I think. So time will tell. The summertime, I don't think we'll have to run it unless we have a storm coming in for a while, but I think we'll be pretty good. If we get 2 hours of full sunlight, it charges the batteries back up. I am not liking the 45-degree cuts I did with the skill saw. They didn't come out as nice as I would like, so we're gonna redo them. This is when you hope your measurements and your cuts are right, because we don't have any left over, and I really don't want to run back to Lowe's. Don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, although I haven't been in the mode of doing finished carpentry yet. So yeah, I'm just gonna glue everything up and staple it and nail it together, and then we'll put it up. It'll come out a lot nicer. All right, that gives us enough wiggle room and you won't see it. I like it. All right, it is pretty warm in here today, so this should dry quickly. The 2 coats of primer are all dry. Now it's time to put on some classical gray. Classical gray. I think I've had enough of you.
That are gentle, working and able, feet in the wine press, build up the township, opals and diamonds, beautiful.
Good morning. I got all of the primer and the paint put on the door and the trim for the attic hatch. Had to let it dry overnight, and this morning it is pretty gloomy. I checked the weather. It is supposed to rain pretty much all day and be cloudy all day. So I don't know if you can hear that, but I got the generator running. We were down to 68% of our battery, so not bad at all. It's about the normal. But what I've been doing is checking the weather And on the days that it's gonna be cloudy, we're not gonna get much sun, I like to run the generator for about an hour in the morning. They're saying good morning too. About an hour running it will be about 80% this morning. And then hopefully we'll get some sun and either be able to stay at 80% throughout the day or top it off. And if not, I'll run it again tonight for a half hour to an hour. Full the batteries up before nighttime and we'll be good. I don't need to do it like that. I could let the batteries drain down more, but right now I am just being very cautious and getting used to our solar system because it's all new and I like to be more on the conservative side when I'm doing stuff like that. I haven't had a chance to get the girls and the boys hay feeders up here yet, so I've just been feeding them on the ground and spreading them out into piles so that way they can kind of all go in the separate groups because some of them are more bullies than others. So if you spread out the hay like that, it gives them a chance to run around without any of them getting picked on. So far, Figaro is really liking the OGP. We want him to stay inside for 2 weeks and we thought that was going to be like hard because he loves being outside. He hasn't tried going out yet. He's just loving it inside. So I don't know when he's gonna wanna go out. It's been maybe a little over a week, not quite a week and a half yet. So about, another half a week he can go out, but I'm not sure if he's gonna want to. Keep an eye on him, and when he does, we'll let him. All right, so we have our hatch all made. It's painted on the back side. I want to put some foil insulation. We got it right there. We used this foil insulation to insulate last winter, like the garage door, this doorway right here, maybe this doorway too, to keep it warmer in here when we weren't really heating it. So we had a little bit of this left over. So we're going to use that to insulate that door. We don't need much for that hatch, and then we're going to use it to go upstairs above into the attic way, and hopefully that'll help keep the hot air downstairs and the cooler air in our bedroom, because we like it cooler in our bedroom. So when we were building this house, we didn't install radiant heat on the floors upstairs, and everybody's like, you're gonna need it, otherwise your bedroom's gonna be cold. Well, we like it cold, and even without having radiant heat, they are too warm for us. All right, I am not looking for this to be super insulated, just enough to keep the majority of the air from going upstairs and downstairs. So the area we need to insulate is this part of the rafter, the tail. I'm thinking of coming down, up, and over and making an envelope to keep the cool air upstairs up there and everything else down here. Our roof is insulated, so this attic space is all heated, so I don't have to worry about any venting or anything like that. This ceiling's all insulated, so once we have the hatch in, that should help some, but then I think that'll help it quite a bit too. All right, change of plans. I was hoping to just kind of like wrap this all like an envelope with it, but it isn't pliable enough. So I'm gonna have to cut little strips and put them in like this, and then we can make sure up high is wrapped like that. Where if I did it before, one of the other issues was the top part was just lying down and letting the air gap still. So we don't want that. I'm gonna go down below and cut them because it's kind of tight quarters in here.
while I was doing a couple of little things, I am just gonna go ahead and start some sourdough. I do a sourdough starter. I'm really excited. I have done it once, maybe twice before. I didn't really keep it going. Now that we're here, I want to do that. I got a sourdough starter from Ballerina Farms. So what I got was her sourdough starter Willa, and then I also got the jar because I thought it was nice and it doesn't just sit on there loosely.
All the bubble insulation is up. So all we gotta do now is put the hatch in and then wait till bedtime and see how much cooler it is in the bedroom tonight. This should help quite a bit.
If you've been following along with us for a while, you know that I am gluten-free. We had tried as a family to be gluten-free for a while, and then we got off of it, and then with everything going on with me, I decided I was going gluten-free, and I have been gluten-free for a little over a year now, a year and 2 months. A year and 3 months now. So this is not for me. This is not a gluten-free starter. This is just a regular sourdough starter. Now I have had different things I read about that it doesn't, because it's fermented, it doesn't have the gluten as it would if it was a regular thing of bread. If I get really good at my sourdough, I will start experimenting with gluten-free sourdough, which I have tried in the past and it did not work. So if you have any pointers for that, let me know. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. This is gonna be, I wanna do like sandwich loaves for Al and Olivia. I must say I've never weighed everything out, so this is very different for me. It seems a lot more time consuming, but if it makes everything work better and more precise and it tastes better, then I'm willing to do that. So I'm just gonna dump this in and stir it, and then all I just need to do is let it sit for a little bit, it says.
There we go. Can't wait to see how much cooler it is in the bedrooms when we go to bed tonight.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna add my flour and stir it in there, and then I just need to let it sit for 24 hours.
All right, so I just heard back from the well company, and they said if that happened with the well pump, it was most likely due to a voltage drop. And I guess that would make sense, or a little bit more of a chance of that happening, I should say, with us having our solar system. Maybe the inverters, while they were on, had a little up and down while that was running, and it tripped it. He was saying usually these things, if that light comes on and it stops working, it won't work. It won't, when you reset the breaker, it won't reset it and get it working. So they said it's most likely a voltage drop. Keep an eye on it. If I have an issue, I'll call them back out. But as of right now, it's been a few days and we haven't had any issues. I do have these extra lines that we got. I'm gonna stick them in here. I am thinking it was dripping and leaking because it didn't have any pressure on the shark bite fitting. So that's why it was leaking. So it hasn't had any leaks since. So we have the parts and pieces to fix it if we need it. The well guys already know what's going on. So if it happens again, we know what to do. I think we're in good shape, but time will tell.
So a couple other things we wish we would have done beforehand that we can't go back and do now. One of them is have an outlet in our kitchen island. When we were planning the house, we knew we wanted an island, but we didn't know if it was gonna be movable, how big it was gonna be, and where exactly it was going to go. So having a concrete slab, you can't just go and run a wire afterwards. Like if you had a house that had a basement and a wood floor, you could just go run a wire and put an outlet in your island. But we can't do that here. So we haven't figured out what we're gonna do for an outlet situation for the island. But we also wish now that we would have put an outlet on the back wall of the pantry. We had planned on doing all the shelves, but plans changed, and now we're gonna do our little breakfast nook right here, and we're gonna be having our toaster and different things. So I'm gonna be able to plug them in. So we got this
cable armor floor channel. So we ended up getting a heavy duty surge protector. We're gonna run it from our outlet on this side of the wall, on the ground, over. Again, being a concrete floor, you can't just go and add the stuff later on. So hopefully it all works out and we really don't have an issue with it. It's not easy finding some kind of surge protector that has a long cord. So you want to be able to go like this, down. Once we get across the floor, okay, we can run it in the groove. So we have more than enough cord. So when Gina does her coffee nook, we can move this cord around to exactly where we need it. So it's double-sided stick tape on there. So hopefully it stays. I ordered a 90-degree plug. So instead of this being like that, we'll be able to plug it in underneath like that once it shows up. So for now, we can plug it in like that. And now we'll have power on this side.
So now I'm happy you keep everything on this side. I think we're gonna do this side and have shelves, but there's not enough space. It's too crowded. We did try that. It was too crowded. So we'll have the toaster over here and have like the little coffee tea area there. So that makes me happy, and it really wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
That's not gonna make anybody trip or anything like that. So we have the electricity on this side, and we have more than one plug, so that works out there too.